I've done a lot of work with IT and IT reels, so I was familiar with what he was doing, but I was still impressed with what I saw. And it was just in the back of my mind. So I was walking through the dealer room and I came across his booth and I just started talking to him, and he pulled out his pen, and this is the pin here, by the way, and he pulls the reel out right in front of me just like this, and I couldn't see it. It was invisible. So I thought, okay, I'm going to take the plunge and see what we got here. As a magician, I want to have a hook or something different to separate me from everybody else. So I did an event a couple years ago where they flew me out to Wisconsin, and I was there. And there was a couple other magicians. There was just some jugglers and some other entertainers. And there was 2 magicians and myself. So there was total 3 magicians doing entertainment, walking around. And I always like to ask the other guys, all right, what are you guys going to do? So that way we don't step on each other. We did strolling for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. And then they set us off to the side. They were going to do some presentations and so forth. So one of the magicians said, all right, who's doing the IT work? Yeah, me, I was. Apparently, after I started doing the IT work, other people were approaching him and saying, show me that trick with the floating dollar bill, or the dollar bill that levitates. And he said, yeah, that wasn't me. The other guy said, no, that wasn't me. So I made a pretty good impression. And it was all because of IT work and this little pin right here. So that's what that's what I go for. I go for something that helps me stand apart from everybody else. And this was the ticket right here. If you've ever done IT work, you know how messy the setup can be. It's quite a pain. If you got the setup, you got to hook around, you got to be careful how you walk. This, it's all right here. And it looks natural. It's a pin. It's a writing pin that actually writes, which is the best part about it. It works. It's just a normal pin. If somebody were to say, hey, do you have a pen? I could say, yeah, here you go, use this one. I don't do that, but I can, and I keep it on me. I keep it on me where I can get it. I've even used it as a wand, magic wand. So it's just a normal pin. So nobody suspects that this is it. This is the magic. That's it right there. And it's really easy for me to walk around with it and set it all up and right in front of everybody because nobody suspects it. It's there. So the pros. Let's go with what you got here first. So I got the pen. You get a great CD because Yigal really goes into detail what he can do, how to set it up, and how to work with the IT. If you work with IT, you know how miserable it is. You really, and if you use these, it's even worse. So he goes into great detail, his tips, and how to use the IT. I also got a couple of these. This is like my 4th pack I've gone through. It's inexpensive. You just go through them a lot. And another thing that I got was his wax. These little wax pieces are all set up ready to go. Let's see if the camera picks these up. These are just little little nuggets of wax. I'm not sure if the camera's gonna pick that up or not, but they're ready to go. You don't have to deal with anything else. You just reach in here, you grab one, and you're good to go. So that's what I got, and great setup. It works perfectly. The one thing I do like about this is that this is silent. You cannot hear it. I've done it in quiet areas and people just don't pick it up. Just if I'm talking, that masks the noise, and it's very, very quiet. There is that setup when you first got it. Of course, you can't just take it out of the box and put it right to work. So there was a little bit of frustration for me getting it set up and working. For a minute there, I thought it was broken or something. It didn't work. Just user error. Just because putting the battery in was the hardest part for me. Those of you that own it understand what I mean. You have to insert the battery, you have to squeeze it, and if you don't squeeze it enough, it doesn't work. It's not making contact. It's all explained in the video, but it's just frustrating because you think you're doing it right, and you are doing it right. You're just not doing it hard enough. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you pick it up and you're frustrated at the beginning, like I said, walk away from it for a few minutes and then come back to it, and then you'll get it. It does take some setup, but once you've gotten past that point, it's real easy. Changing the thread out, it's easy. If it breaks on you, it's pretty easy. Yigal goes through everything. The thread breaks is very simple. He explains to you how you have to get in there, and there's going to be some waste, but that's normal. I waste a lot of IT when I do IT work. But it's a great product. I highly recommend it. The oohs and wows that you get from using this is well worth the price. It's and like I said, very few other guys are gonna dedicate the time and effort to get proficient at it, to use it every single day. It's not easy. You really have to spend a lot of time playing with it. I carry this everywhere I go. This is like, I get my wallet, I get my car keys, I get my spider pen, and I play with it. I use it in my restaurant gigs, I use it in my strolling gigs, corporate gigs. I've used it on stage a couple of times, and it works. It's foolproof. It works. But the downside is you do have to put the time into it. That's the bad side. So, highly recommend it. Yigal Masika's Pro Spider Pen, or Spider Pen Pro. I would definitely get the wax, the extra reels, because you're going to need them. And I know it's going to do you real good. Get it. So hopefully you guys picked up something good from that review. If you did, give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. Share it with your friends. And if you haven't done so, please subscribe. And remember, keep it amazing.